the worst had happened. I was in the shower and I was like, oh my God, it's happened again. I mean, do you want to talk about it? We owe it to other people that might be going through the same sort of thing.
We got the positive tests and everything, and pregnant for 10 weeks, 11 weeks maybe, and then had a miscarriage, which sucked.
And I remember thinking, I was like, had my hands on my shoulders being like, you're okay. Your mind will quit before your body.
Yeah.
Hell no.
Yeah.
You can do this kind of thing.
Like, I'll never in my wildest dreams be able to comprehend what you're going through.
Oh, I feel like I'm gonna get emotional again. It's one day, maybe like 5-10 years from now, watch this back and we'll be in a completely different place.
With our kids.
Training our children to be NFL players.
Our kids will not have the build for professional sports.
Jim, I was just trying to have like a really nice moment there and you just fucking smashed me with logic. This feels really weird not having headphones, by the way.
Yeah. No headphones, no table. I feel very vulnerable, very exposed.
Same. But I think it's like all I've said I've wanted since we started filming was to have a couch. I've got my couch.
You've got your couch.
At what sacrifice?
Yeah.
I know, it does feel like I'm interviewing you.
Does it?
How does my hair look? Because I didn't actually plan for no headphones.
It's all right. It's a bit...
What?
I don't know. Sometimes when you curl it, it's like instead of it kind of each one doing its own thing, it's like the whole thing goes...
That's when someone does it. And now how's it looking? Just random?
Yeah, a bit random.
Look shit.
It's a different color. It's like lighter brown.
Do you know
than
what?
Usual.
You don't need to keep coming for my hair. This is like the second time.
You can't take it?
No, it is different colours. But sometimes I feel like I can get away with it. It's not that noticeable. But if you notice it, I'm like, oh no, now I've got to do something about it.
Yeah.
So, big news in our world is that we got a dog.
Yes, we did.
And I feel like our relationship now is just all we do is talk about the dog.
100%.
Like, I'm just like, did she do a poo? Did she do a wee? We're just talking about
That's about it. Just over and over again, just checking in on her bathroom habits.
And also, something that I wanted to say was that the last podcast, I feel like it was very obvious, for me anyway, when I was going through it, that I was having a bit of a mental breakdown around the time of recording.
Yeah.
Did you listen back to it?
Yeah, I did.
Did you think it was obvious?
A little bit. It was at the beginning. I thought the beginning was quite good. And then I thought it just kind of fizzled out. I thought you just kind of were maybe digging for stuff that wasn't there.
Right. Okay. Maybe I looked at it in a different way then.
Yeah. It just felt a bit relentless.
Yeah.
When I thought maybe we'd move on to the next topic, or
fair.
we had kind of touched on what we could, and then you asked another question, and I was like, I don't have anything else to say.
Yeah, I just feel like my headspace was just in a weird place. I just feel like we've had so much shit going on recently.
Yeah.
That like sometimes when we're filming, I like feel this pressure to be like, okay, let's just prove to everyone that listens, or like friends and family, that we're fine and everything's fine, and then sometimes it's really not.
It's such a balancing act, isn't it? Because like the whole purpose of wanting to do this is we just kind of shoot the shit and just chat about what we want to chat about. But then when you know that people are listening, like, do you want to talk about a specific thing or talk about something in a certain way, or, it's we're figuring it out. It's an interesting dynamic.
Yeah, I mean, like sometimes we have like these little riffs. Like I won't bring it up. Is a riff the right word?
Yeah.
We had like a little jab the other day in the car. And it was such a funny conversation. And then like after it, I was like, this is the kind of conversation we should have on the podcast. But I feel like we're kind of figuring out like, what can we say? What can't we say? Like you always say, oh, that's going to get us cancelled. I'm like, by who? Your auntie, my auntie. Like we don't have a wide enough audience.
Cancelled before we even started.
That was, do you want to talk about what we talked about?
Maybe later. Maybe later. Let's see how the rest of it's going.
But I think, we're just figuring it all out. So yeah, basically we've got a dog and it's all we talk about and all we do.
Yeah.
But it's pretty cool.
You showed me an Instagram ad and it said there was an adoption day.
Yeah.
On Sunday. It was 2 weeks ago now. And you were like, oh, can we go look and see if we can foster a dog or something like that? I was like, oh, great idea. I was all in. We get there and there were these 3 golden retriever puppies.
Oh my God, say no more.
They were
like, what's the Andrex puppy? What's the Andrex dog?
What's Andrex?
Jim, what goes on where you're from? How do you not know about Andrex? What is your like, what's it called? Toilet
Food?
roll?
Oh, Charmin.
Wait.
I think it's the same dog.
Wait,
No, Charmin uses bears.
How do you spell Charmin?
Cottonelle. Cottonelle uses dogs.
You're firing a lot at me here. Andrex toilet roll.
Yeah, it's a golden retriever puppy.
You have that in America?
But it's not Andrex. But we have
in America.
We have a paper product with a dog.
So Andrex, we don't have a screen, so I just have to show you. That's Andrex. Does that look like Charmin?
Yeah, it's definitely the same branding as something
How
in
do
the
I spell
States.
Charmin?
No, Charmin is bears. Charmin.
Charmin.
It's riveting entertainment.
Sorry,
Do Cottonelle.
God, no, what's this? Because, no, that's not a dog either. Because sometimes in America, you have the same thing, but with a different word. That's why I thought, oh, maybe the dog. Anyway.
TJ Maxx.
What I'm trying to get at is Labrador dogs. What are they called? Golden Retriever puppies. Is that there must be something in humans. There's definitely something in humans when you see a baby animal. Like even when you see a baby, what's like a baby lion or a baby tiger or something that's not even nice, like a baby hippo. They're just all cute. Like there's something in you that's like, there's some human instinct that's like, that is so cute. That is like, I want to look after it. Oh my God. But a golden retriever puppy is something else.
It's ridiculous. Like I'd never been around a proper golden retriever. There were 3 months?
Oh.
And there's 3 of them.
Oh.
And we just sat on the floor and just let them jump all over us. And
you could actually use that for evil. The cuteness and not the power that a cute little puppy has. I'm sure that's
train them to manipulate people. Or
no. I'm sure that's probably in some shitty like movie, like action movie where you like lure someone in with a puppy. Do you know what I mean? It's like you could bait people out with it.
Right. Okay.
Sorry, this is what I wanted to talk about as well with the dog, like having the dog in our lives. Oh no, wait, we were talking about how we got the dog.
How we got her, yeah.
So basically, we saw these cute puppies and they were amazing. And you have to like sign away your life on all these forms, which by the way, we were in these kennels and it's like puppies jumping all over you, dogs everywhere else, like literally like rah, 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 rah. Every dog is barking, and then I'm under immense pressure to fill this form out, and I was literally just putting anything. I was like, yep.
Because they said there's people interested in these puppies, and while we were there, one of them had gone.
Yeah, and I was like, oh my God, we need these puppies.
And filling in a 10-page questionnaire about our
so many
history.
questions, answer, and then at the end of it, they were like, we're just going to check your questionnaire, and then it came back, and they were like, you're not eligible for the puppy.
Yeah, and even we exaggerated a bit. Because it was, oh yeah, I've had this dog, I've had that dog, had this, I've had dogs all my life, but like as a child, and I did not train them one bit. It was all my parents. So when we get home, you're like, oh, so how do you do this? I'm like, I don't know. My dad did it.
Yeah, so then they were like, oh, you can't get the puppies.
They said you can't take a puppy unless you're home 24/7.
Right.
I Googled American Kennel Club standards. They said 3 months you can leave for 2 or 3 hours. It's not ideal, but you can. And we said, we were going to be about 4 hours. We were going to try to pay someone who is like a cleaner to come around 4 hours a day, 5 days a week to make this puppy happen. And I'm sitting here, I'm like, this, or we can just say no. Like, we didn't have to leave with a dog that day. It was absolute desperation. You kept holding a puppy. You were sitting on the floor looking at me going, Can we make it work? I was like, no. Aww. And then finally when they said like, oh, but you can foster a dog, you just went, we'll take that one. Aww. Didn't even look. Look. No, you just pointed to the closest dog to us.
There was a dog, there was loads of dogs, but there was a beautiful golden retriever. And whilst I've been playing, I saw her. And I did know that she was beautiful.
That was the line though. We'll just take her. Yeah.
Because in that situation, how are you not going to take a dog?
Yeah, you
feel tight like, oh, if I'm not getting a puppy, fuck you lot.
Yeah.
Isn't it? And then we ended up with, she was originally called Rhodes, Rhods.
Oh, Rhodes, like is Greek, like the Colossus at Rhodes.
Yeah, and they literally gave her to us. They couldn't have given her quicker.
They're like, you're interested? Yes, go.
Yeah,
Get in the car.
And then we ended up just with this gigantic dog in the car. And we were like, oh. But anyway, she's amazing. She's great. We've changed her name to Penny because we just didn't like her name. No. But to be honest, she didn't even know her name.
She didn't.
Because
She's not trained at all.
Out here, you get a lot of dogs. I don't know if I actually have no idea about if you can foster and stuff in the UK and America. But and they come from bad homes.
Yeah.
So, okay, yeah.
Yeah. It's everywhere.
So I don't know, maybe as well, it pulls on your emotional heartstrings as well, fostering a dog living out in Dubai as expats, because you're like, oh, I'm away from my home. And then you're like, oh, do you know what I mean? I feel maybe there's something
Maybe.
there.
Yeah, it's a little psychological.
So this is what I wanted to get to, what I was wanting to talk about that was really weird. But since we've got the dog and we take her out for walks and stuff, I can't help but just think about the circle of life a little bit more, because she has like complete, obviously, animal instincts.
Right.
Like cats, she wants to rip the face off.
She's really not that bad. She does jump at them, but if you've ever had a dog that...
Oh, okay.
She'd pull you over.
Really?
You know, oh, yeah. If she wanted to go get the cat,
right,
she'd go get the cat.
But I'm quite strong.
She's not that big, but sometimes there was that one time you were walking where you're not paying attention. You're just walking, and then I think a dog barked that scared her, and you just got
She's
yanked.
really jumpy.
Yeah.
I'm quite jumpy as well.
I know.
Sometimes. So sometimes if I jump, she jumps, or if she jumps, it's just all a bit chaotic. Anyway, so the way she acts around cats is like when I see like her personality, like she really like pulls, she changes, and I always just think, what? Sometimes I want to just let her go to the cat and just see what happens.
I've thought that when we were walking up to some birds. There was like 4 or 5 birds that were eating stuff off the ground, and we got amazingly close. I thought the birds would have seen her and been like, fuck off, and get out of there. They did not move, and I was like, what if she just like pretends, I'm not interested, and then just snatches it?
Yeah, because she's got like her teeth are massive. Like I remember when I was a kid, I thought it was the coolest thing in the world. I had a shark tooth. I don't know if it was a real shark tooth, but I had a shark tooth necklace.
You had a shark tooth necklace?
Yeah, mate, I was well cool. And
like
I had
a
shorts.
white guy on holiday in the Caribbean.
I had shorts that went past my knees only. I was pretty
You were
fucking
American.
hip. I was American for a short period of time. Yeah. I don't know where I went, but my shark tooth was on black rope, because obviously. Yep. And I just remember thinking it was the coolest thing ever. And Penny's teeth are big, like her back canines. Are they called canines?
The ones that do the business.
Yeah, the back ones there, and she's got front ones, and they're just massive. And I think that isn't designed for your kibble. That is designed. Yeah. That's like evolutionally designed to like rip something in half.
Oh, absolutely.
So I'd like sometimes, when I'm with her, I don't want her to get hurt, but I just think like, I want to see what you can do. And then I don't know why, and I don't know if other people have felt like this. And if you've not, then maybe I need to go and see someone for a bit of help. But I do always just think about death. I always think like,
when you take her for a walk, you think about death.
Yeah, I do think like, what if, like, because she's not trained, when we're at the traffic lights, like she goes a little bit far, and I think, imagine she went a bit further and like a lorry came and just ripped her head off.
We almost got hit by a car this morning, me and her.
Did you?
Yeah. Like really bad.
Why?
Because the front door of the building was really busy, so I went out where the delivery drivers come in.
Yeah.
And then I was walking out like the car park, and someone in a Mini Cooper came in way faster than you should be, because like there's probably 10 delivery drivers there at any given time. She came in hot, and we were in the middle of the road, but in the middle of the car park road, and she like screeched, slammed on the brakes.
Can I just say, how embarrassing would it be if you got killed by a Mini Cooper? Like if people say, oh, what happened to you? We got hit by a car.
Like a sky blue one as well.
Oh God, got hit by a car. What kind of car? It doesn't matter. I don't want to talk about it. That's not a way to go.
No.
But
maybe I would have fucked it up.
Yeah, maybe it would have just had a dint in it from you.
Give it a shoulder.
But yeah, being around her just makes me think of death. And I always think like, what if she died? What if she got hit by something? It just makes me think of death. I don't know why.
Really?
I think it's because I've got her on the lead, and she's just this living organism.
Is it like the responsibility factor?
And it's like, just what if, what would, because obviously she's on the lead, so she doesn't run away, but then also, so she's safe. So maybe I'm always just thinking about like, what if?
Well, speaking of the lead and keeping her safe.
Yeah.
You want to talk about the dog park last night? So we have a dog park in our community.
Do you know what's really funny? I wish in that situation there was someone there that knew us and could comment on it, because on what happened. Because when we were laughing about it, I was like, oh, that's pretty funny. But I think other people seeing it would have thought that was pretty funny.
Yeah. So we thought, like, you keep asking if we could go. I was a bit wary because she's still getting settled. Like, everything we've read says when you take a dog to a new home, it might take 3 weeks, a month, something like this for them to probably be comfortable. And I was like, just throw her into a dog park with German Shepherds and Huskies and everyone's just loose. That like that plays with my mind. Like you said, thinking about death a bit. I just worry that if something went down and she was loose all the way at the other end and I'm sitting here like, or like I said last night, if a dog's like getting after her, I can't really reach in to grab her or stop the other dog because then I'm going to get bit. Like,
have you seen that video of when that man punches the kangaroo in the face?
Amazing. Yeah.
But does that not fill you with confidence that you could do anything?
There's no kangaroos at the dog park.
But I mean,
and also, it doesn't fill me with confidence because the kangaroo had the dog in a headlock. And then once he freed the dog, the first thing the kangaroo did was square up to box.
How incredible was that video? And then when the guy punches him, he just goes, pop.
Yeah. He just kind of gets stunned.
He gets rocked.
Yeah.
Oh, he's rocked him. That would have been if there was a commentary. But so basically we took the dog to the dog park. And I do feel like with dog owners, I do enjoy talking to them. And sometimes you talk to them and I'm like, oh, you proper know what you're on about. Sometimes you meet them and you go, you ain't got a clue. Neither have I. We're figuring this out together. Then when we got to the dog park, I was thinking, we're amongst specialists.
Right.
Those people had, you know who else are dog specialists? There was that guy this morning with the husky. The husky was on his hip. He had like a belly brace.
Yeah. It went like around his waist and he was just walking.
He had like a fanny pack.
Yeah.
The dog was on his hip and I tried to like let on and he was just like, I'm pretty cool. I thought, wow. And then so if he wants to stop the dog, it's just been the hip.
Yeah, a little hip throw.
A little Ricky Martin. But I thought in my head, I thought you don't know what, you think you look different in other people. You think you look the dog's bollocks here. But so yeah, we took the dog. Is this a fun story?
I think so. Well, the first thing you did with no treats, toys, motivation whatsoever, you tried to take her through the obstacle course. And all that is just pulling on her lead, trying to pull her up these ramps and a seesaw. Seesaw was about this wide.
You know,
not like, oh, here's a treat, run up and chase this. Just drag her over obstacles.
Can I just tell you where this comes from? You know, sometimes we've talked about this before, that there is going to be people in the world, right? I fully believe that there's someone in like a little village in the middle of fucking Timbuktu that's never had the opportunity, but given the chance, they could probably be the most insane snooker player, right?
Right.
Or there is someone that lives in the mountains somewhere that could be the most insane swimmer, right? And it's just, there's that little thing in you, and if you've not been given the opportunity, you never know. Just like the way David Beckham is super duper skilled, he was given the right opportunity, and then you know. So sometimes in me, me personally, when I attack a new sport or new thing, I think, what if I'm really good at this? So with the dog, I just thought, what if she's really good at this?
Yeah, what if she was born to do it?
And I thought, here's your moment. Play inspirational music. We're heading to the seesaw. It's like this. Also, our dog falls off couches while sat on it. Yeah. She's thick. She's a bit thick. But I did just think, what if this is all she needs? Turns out, it's not what she needed at all.
No.
She have really avoided that.
Yeah. And then we got into a bit of trouble because then a husky and a...
So we've gone up the ramps. What we've done is we've walked into this dog park and we've established straight away, I've just established that we haven't got a clue what we're doing. I have just let everyone know that we haven't got a clue.
We're just happy to be there.
We're just like the dogs. We're just happy to be there. So the dog's on the lead. Bear in mind, everyone's just run off. We're like, we just didn't know what we were doing. We might as well have sent a flare up saying, look at us. We ain't got a clue which way is up or down. So then we were like, let's just walk around the path with the dog, get her used to it. So we're walking around the path and then all of a sudden, oh God, we're getting, there's only two of them. These two massive, one's a husky and one is a
Like a German
donkey.
Shepherd collie mess. He was huge.
He was massive. So big that I didn't want to approach, like a wolf. It's like a big wolf.
Yeah, he looked like a wolf.
And I was like, oh, and his ears had been cut by his owners. So he was like a bit ghetto.
And he had crazy hip dysplasia. His back knees were like touching each other. He had
He was
this
all
janky
kinds of
walk.
He was all kinds of messed up.
You know what he was? He was like if a 6-year-old drew a dog.
Oh, yeah. Oh, he was. So that's quite intimidating because it's like, well, that's confused. Like your eyes are like, something's wrong.
Yeah.
Like, did your balls just
I'm
drop?
struggling, yeah.
So he was a bit freaky looking. And then there's a husky. It wasn't like a cockapoo came over.
Yeah.
Or like a hello. I was like, oh God. And then they just come over to our dog. One tries humping her, the other's just sniffing her. And then before you know it, it's me, Jim, the dog, and we're just getting surrounded. And me and Jim went, just leave.
And she just sat right down because she was like, stop sniffing my butt. Stop trying to hump me.
Also, a lesson to everyone. If anyone is coming to your butt, just sit down.
Yeah. Girls, you're out in the club. Guys dancing a little too close, just whoop, sit on it.
If the dagger sit on what?
On your butt.
If the daggering is too much, if you're at Carnival next year, just sit down.
Quickly find a place to sit down.
Sit down, and then I would go like this. What's that called?
And also what we learned, if you bite back, then they'll know to stop.
Exactly.
Yeah, just bite.
So me and Jim, which was
I just looked at you, I go, we need to get out of here now.
But because there was so much going on, we were just like scurrying and we're like, let's just leave. It's fine. Because you don't want to get panicked because then everyone gets panicked. And then all of a sudden this Irish lady from the distance was like, it's cause she's on the lead.
Yeah,
it's cause
she's on a lead.
And we were like, what? And she was like, take her off the lead. I was like, are you in on this? Like, let her off the lead. I wanted to pick her up.
Yeah. Like, let her off the lead so they can freely destroy her.
Yeah, and we had it all wrong. We were like, oh, maybe she's in heat. Like, maybe that's why she's getting humped. And they were like, no, it's a dominance thing. And then she was like, this one that's humping her is a girl, and the other one has been spayed. Neutered. And she was like, you're shooting blanks there. What are you doing? What are you trying to do?
And she said that it's a dominance thing and we were making her submissive by putting her on the leash. So it's literally our fault.
I was like, oh, we feel so bad. So we let her off the lead. And then basically you just have to let nature do its thing. And then she was fine.
And she made a good point. She was like, they'll keep going at it until Penny gives her a little like, ah. And then they'll go, oh, okay. Like,
whoa,
and that's exactly what happened.
And you kind of like rooting for Penny, like, don't be a pussy, don't be a pussy.
Yeah.
But that's probably the same with like when you've got kids or in my head, I was thinking, this is what it's going to be like when we have kids and they've got to go to like nursery or school. Like, and it's literally the equivalent of holding their hands. And imagine we were in the playground with our kids holding their hands, bullied.
Yeah.
Wedgies.
Well, this is the problem I thought when you said, walking her and stuff makes you think about death. It makes me think about when we have kids, I'm going to be the worst helicopter parent in the world. I just worry about her all the time and want to like everything she even sniffs. I'm like, oh, don't eat that if it was like a tissue on the ground or something, but like, she'd be fine. And then at the dog park, I didn't want to let her go.
Yeah.
I didn't want her to be around other dogs.
So just back to that like similarity. Yeah, imagine we were holding the kid's hand in the playground. They're going to get taken the piss out of all the time. So that's what the other dogs were doing, basically. Like, what's the matter? What's the matter? Got your mummy and daddy with you? And then as soon as you let go and let them be independent and show that, and then let them stick up for themselves, they were fine.
Yeah, they're fine.
Powerful similarity there.
You know what? It might be an advantage though, because when we went back to the States, there was a woman that was running the bases with her kid in baseball, wasn't she? And we were just like, oh
wait, we saw that?
No, they told us about it.
That is so embarrassing.
Yeah. And the kid was like
embarrassing.
8.
Hang on,
not like
I do
3.
that with those kids I look after. I was running around the track with them. Is that the same?
I kind of thought that a little bit, but you're not on the track. You're inside the track, like motivating them. I did think like growing up, my parents would have been sat in the stands and my mom can yell. I would have heard her. I would have heard her on the other side.
But there wasn't. Yeah, maybe it said like
I did think I was like kind of, but it's a track. It's a bit different, but like on the field. But you could have an advantage. Like imagine if your kid was the goalie, and you're holding the kid's hand, like think of the coverage you've got.
Have you ever seen that video?
Kid's gonna have a clean sheet every week.
I wish we could show videos. Have you ever seen that video where there's a kid as a goalie and he doesn't have a clue what he's doing, and the dad is stood at the side post. He's trying to, he's like, come on, do this, do that, and the kid hasn't got a clue. And then the ball comes, and the dad pushes the kid over, and it saves the ball.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's motivation.
That's funny. Also, can I just say, is the AC okay on? Is that not loud in the background? Ask him.
Excuse me. Does the AC come through on the mics? No, it doesn't.
Oh, dream.
That's the other studio we were in. They turn off the AC because they say it comes through on the mics as just like white noise.
Yeah.
And we just sweat it out every week.
But yeah, that was quite a funny adventure. But it's like I definitely don't want to say I was getting emotional over the dog, but like seeing her just be independent and like mingling with other dogs, it is kind of like,
yeah, personality's coming out a bit.
Yeah, and she gave it back, and she was play fighting and that. But yeah, anyway, that's the dog. We won't talk about the dog every episode. Well, if anything funny happens, we will. She's going to be a part of our lives now. And so we've called her Penny. And I saw the other day this really cool idea for on her collar to take a penny, and then you just engrave the word penny, her name on it and stuff. Yeah. But American pennies are small, hey?
They're very small.
Is there a big penny that's brass colour?
No, a penny's
If anyone
a penny.
knows of any country, we don't discriminate, any country that has big brass pennies, let us know. Because it could be cool to have like a...
We've got a big brass penny.
Oh, we have.
She was out walking the streets last night. That's her name, Big Brass Penny.
I know this morning I was like, oh, hello. Have anything to say for yourself? I thought she'd feel a bit of shame. Shame. That's what I should have woke up this morning. Shame. But there was one point as well, me and Jim were sat on the bench and we were like, okay, we'll just let you be. Live your life.
Go.
And she ran off. And then the two dogs came up to her again, and the other one was humping her still. And then the big one with the hip dysplasia started humping her face. Jim went, oh, she's getting face humped. I was like, oh no.
And then that dog was so tall that he ended up, after he stopped, he was just stood over her and she was going the other way, like underneath him.
Oh my God.
And he just stood there.
He was so big.
Yeah.
That's quite funny, bruh. Where's my phone? I've hidden it away to try and be aesthetically cool. Also, yeah, there was just something else I wanted to bring up. You know, when like before, as we're planning the pod, and I was like, oh, we'll talk about this on the podcast. When I have things that I want to bring up, it always seems to be stuff about social media that I have an issue with. But I think that's because I'm just always on social media.
It's like just the world nowadays, isn't it? Like that's how we get our news. That's how we watch. Because even YouTube is like kind of social media. So if I want to watch sports highlights or something, and then you get recommended something else. So yeah, social media it'll always be a topic.
Yeah, what I wanted to say was, I won't say the account, but there was someone that I follow on Instagram. Because we've been doing boxing. We've done like 3 boxing classes. Muay Thai, kickboxing kind of vibe. And there's this account that I follow. She doesn't do sports as like her main account. But when she does PT, that's what she does. And she always has like these songs underneath it. Like, this is a message to all my haters. Keep looking at me, and I don't know, all this like cheesy stuff. But her actual boxing and kicking is really shit. Yeah. But I think it's really funny. But then ironically, the video is like, keep looking at me, haters. I'm like, whatever. And then sometimes on these videos she puts on, she comments. Oh no, on the other thing, the thing that she sells, her actual job, she'll comment on she's made the thing or done the thing or whatever. Then underneath it'll say, comment what you think. This is this, comment what you think below. And I thought, but that only means comment nice things. Because if I said, this actually looks a bit shit, I don't like it, it looks really fake or that's not what you want. But isn't that funny when people ask for, tell me what you think, leave a comment below. That's only positive.
Right.
Why is that?
Well, I think the problem is like constructive criticism would actually be more beneficial. But then I think online, when you're just typing away, it's easy to go to the extreme. No one gives like, oh, if you try to, roll your shoulder a bit more, or, you know, focus on the technique more so than the power, like boxing specific, you know, that would be helpful. But yeah, if you ask for comments, unless you specifically say like,
let's just say
help me out with my technique or any advice, any tips.
Let's just say someone makes mugs, for example.
Yeah.
Comment what you think below. That you're only asking for good stuff.
Yeah, of course.
But is that just because... Wait, I forgot what I was going to say. But yeah, I just think... it's just because humans are emotional, right?
Right.
So like to actually say... It's a bit... like if it was this... Oh, it might be a bit boring that. It's a bit done...
No, these are lovely.
No, but if that's what someone was commenting...
I'm just gonna knock you out.
But if that's what someone was saying...
Yeah.
But wouldn't that just be like... But maybe that's what Twitter is. Isn't like... I don't go on Twitter, but isn't that what people say Twitter is? It's just like people throwing shit at each other.
Oh, 100%.
But I think that would be funny. And if anyone has got... even if it's bad comments about us, please give it, because it'd just be hilarious.
I'd love to hear it.
Talk about...
We put that video of me boxing this morning, like so we've done 4 PTs now.
Yeah.
And I'll concede, I'm not that good. I've done pads a couple of times, you know, but it's a very technical thing. I don't know what I'm doing.
When Jim is doing it, it's giving hi.
No, it's not.
Hi.
No, the kicks are.
The kicks.
The kicks. But you were making fun of my literally the first time I've ever thrown a kick in my life. And you were like, what was that?
Do you know what it is? Because I love like martial arts. I love UFC. I love boxing. I just love that sport. And obviously watching it, like I just really enjoy it. I love like girls doing it, boys doing it. I just love the technique of it all. It's always on my social media. It's on the TV or whatever. So then when I was watching you do it, I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
It just looks so different.
But you're good at it. But it's because I was working while you went to Thailand for a month to train.
But I'll tell you what I'm not good at that we discovered today. What am I not good at, babe?
Your run is so goofy. Your run is so goofy.
Guys, I'm 31 years old and I've just realised that I run like an absolute moron.
You run like a Labrador.
With hip dysplasia.
Yeah.
No, seriously. But you know what it is? I think I've just never been taught how to run. But then again, people can run. But yeah, I'll get Ben to send me that video.
Yeah.
I'm looking in the camera. Get Ben to send me that video and I'll have to put it on my Insta so you can see how I run. But I run like an absolute moron. How embarrassing. But have you seen that episode of Friends where Phoebe runs like an idiot?
Yeah, it's close.
Fucking hell.
Obviously, that's like for a comedy, so they play it up. But
what's that phrase where it's like... I can't remember. I don't know.
You run like a lunatic?
No, where it's like the less you know, the better. Like if I didn't know...
Ignorance is bliss.
I think ignorance is bliss. I'm having a good time.
Yeah.
Apart from when I'm losing in races. On foot races. You smoked me.
I did.
I think you needed that win. I'll let you have it.
Oh, yeah, sure. I'll race you anytime, any place, over any short distance.
You're really fast. But yeah, I've actually wanted this podcast to be a bit more serious.
Okay.
I had like really serious topics to talk about, but I knew we'd just start fucking having a laugh.
Hit me with it then.
Well, no, just with everything that's been going on at the moment, you know,
Yeah.
I wanted to talk about it because do my legs look really weird like this, by the way? I can see them.
The socks are wild.
I just wanted to be comfy.
No, they look like prescription socks.
Why do you never tell me these things till it's too late?
Because I don't know about fashion. I don't know if that's...
Well, no, I'm just like chilling.
You've got like some good swag, so I just... Whatever,
I just wanted to
roll
go
with it.
for like... I just wanted to be comfy.
Yeah, but that's the difference. If you want to be comfy, I go, oh, okay, she wants to be comfy.
Yeah.
If I want to be comfy,
Yeah.
what do you say?
You're like an idiot.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you hang out, you chill in shorts.
In basketball shorts.
But you don't
That's
have
what every American does.
basketball shorts.
Yeah.
This is my thing, babe. You have little tiny legs, right?
Yep.
You look like me with my shark tooth necklace. You have these little tiny legs, and then you cut off any bit of your leg, cut off the majority of your leg with shorts that go past your knees. And then you're just like, I'm in the kitchen like, there's the love of my life, and I'm just looking at the back of you, scrubbing the dishes, and I can only see the bottom half of your calf.
Is that what would throw some spice into the relationship if you could see the back of my knees?
Well, no, I just think mix it up a bit. basketball shorts, and then you used to
Speedos.
then you used to wear, I don't know how it became yours, but this like red and blue tie-dye shirt.
You bought that shirt.
Except for me to just lounge in. But it's a red and blue tie-dye shirt. And then he used to wear it with bright blue basketball shorts.
So how is it okay for you to wear to lounge in, but not me?
Because if I wear a crazy baggy t-shirt like that, it's just cute. But when you wear it, it fits you perfectly. And then you go out and about in it. Jim, I've got to go for a walk with you. And you're in a bright blue and red tie-dye shirt and then blue shorts. You look like the most American man ever.
Yeah, good. I need to embrace it every now and again. I can't completely disown my American heritage.
To be honest with you, I'd rather have you this way than really asked about what you look like. Imagine
if we're like sharing hair products and stuff.
Yeah, no.
That'd be going to the same eyebrow lady.
Yeah, it'd be weird. No, I just love that you don't care. That's not a diss. But I do love the confidence of I'm going to wear what the fuck I want. And I don't care what I look like.
Because I don't know. Ignorance is bliss. I don't know what's supposed to look good.
But you know what? Who does care? I was thinking that, like, isn't it weird that, like, girls have to do so much?
Yeah.
But it's so you fit in, right, in society. That must be the reason why.
Yeah, they create these, like, not on purpose, but like trends are created or a certain style of what looks good. And then if it's not only like you want to look good and fit in or whatever, but also like the guys or the other side is like trained to expect and like that, you know? Like if you put something in front of somebody a lot, it's like advertising, isn't it?
Do you think it's like that everywhere?
No, it's definitely not like that everywhere.
Because I love like Southeast Asia, Thailand, Bali, Philippines. That vibe is like you could literally just wear whatever. Yeah. It's literally like a little bra, shorts, hair, makeup, whatever. I would go out at nighttime like that.
Yeah.
Like
so why don't you do that here?
Because it's not acceptable here.
Of course it is.
Dubai is way more formal.
Yeah, but you could go to the mall like that.
In a little bralette and shorts.
Oh, no.
Where could I go?
Yeah, maybe not.
Well, tell me one place I could go. Because out here, it is a religious country. So I worry. I don't want to be around religious people and I'm in fucking hot pants. That's the main thing. But then Bali's really religious. Like everyone is it Buddhist?
Different religion though, Hindu.
But still, it's what? It's Hindu. It's just all about what?
I don't know a lot about it.
No, we don't know. We shouldn't talk about
it. The artwork is beautiful.
The Hindu.
That's why Bali looks the way it does, because it's all... Like all the houses, they all look like temples. Every house looks like a temple.
Yeah. Maybe it's the thing like with more... Cough button. Maybe it's the thing like with more money, you just feel a bit more fancier.
Maybe.
I don't know. Yeah. This is still cotton L on here. It's not making me...
What?
It's not giving me feel. Just on my screen was that. But... yeah, we've had some crazy times happening recently, haven't we?
Yeah, we have.
And I did want to bring it up. I mean, do you want to talk about it?
It's up to you. I don't mind talking about it.
I just feel like we owe it to ourselves and we owe it to other people that might be going through the same sort of thing to talk about it, because I know for me, when we went through it all, it not helped, but it was like reassuring to then know that other people have been through that, or be able to talk to other people that have been through similar things. Yeah,
I thought the same thing, like I've mentioned before with like Pat McAfee, you know, because on his podcast, he was talking about things that were going on in his life. And I was like, oh my God, that's, you know, I'm never one to be like, you know, idolizing a celebrity and it's not even the fact that he's a celebrity, just the fact that he's talking about it. And it's one of those things, I 100% respect everyone's privacy. But then, you know, if something happens and you find out, oh, that's happened to someone else, it's like, oh, I kind of wish I knew that before.
Right.
You know, so I do think talking about it is, you know, if it helps one other person in the future, I think that, you know, not something good coming out of it, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you can help someone else kind of understand this crazy thing we call life.
Yeah.
I think that's a positive thing.
Yeah, and I think the reason why when you hear about celebrities, for example, going through something that you've been through, I think the reason that it helps is because you look at them for something else. You didn't look at them to hear about their trauma. You might look at them for entertainment, you like their music, and you really relate to them there. So then to relate to them on a different level, I just think maybe it just brings some sort of comfort. Maybe. I don't know. But there's definitely something in it, isn't there?
It's just the understanding that, shitty things can happen, but then it's going to be okay. Like if someone that had something shitty happen to them and then were successful afterwards or were happy afterwards or whatever, it's hope.
Right, yeah.
Knowing that is hope.
Maybe, yeah, you become maybe like a symbol of strength.
Yeah, because that's so much more powerful than a statistic like, 1 in 5. It's like, what does that even mean? It feels like it is reassuring if, chances of things are better, obviously. But yeah, the actual like, if something happens and then on the other side, it's like, oh, okay. Like, you can pivot, you can adjust, you can...
Yeah, well, maybe we should just actually bring up what we're talking about because we're just kind of like floating about it. So when did it happen the first time? I can't even remember what year that was.
2 years ago.
Was it?
Yep.
For me, I feel like I'm going to get upset already. But for me, like I like to like not remember the dates of things. But yeah,
sure.
So maybe do you want to just bring it up first? What happened 2 years ago?
So... yeah, it was November 2 years ago. We were trying to get pregnant, and first try, we got the positive tests and everything, and pregnant for 10 weeks, 11 weeks maybe, and then had a miscarriage, which sucked and felt like the end of the world. I'm just not being able to comprehend what is going on. From my side as a guy, to think that, like, to feel helpless, like there's nothing I can do for you, to feel like I'll never in my wildest dreams be able to comprehend what you're going through physically, emotionally, all this sort of thing. So yeah, it was hard.
Yeah, it was really confusing, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I just remember thinking, like, holy fucking shit, how do you deal with this?
Yeah.
It was literally like, I've never been punched in the face, but I imagine, like, if you get punched in the face, where am I? What is going on? That's what it felt like. Like, I just remember when it happened, I was thinking, what?
Yeah.
I just, nothing had an answer. It was just, I remember around that time, it just felt, it just felt so,
Yeah, I felt lost. I was like, what do we do now? Because it's such a whirlwind of emotions, isn't it? Like, deciding that we're going to try is a big thing. Getting the test result is so happy and so terrifying at the same time.
Yeah.
Because I've never really been, never been good with kids. I've never been around little kids for a prolonged period of time. So I was in my head, when you find out that news, it's like, oh, it's real now. What are we going to do here? And then that all changes, and just opens up, to go from such a positive and scary emotion to a negative and scary emotion. It's just, it's very confusing was the right word. It was a shock.
Yeah. So that was 2 years ago. And then we already had a plan. We already had a plan to move back to the UK, didn't we?
Yep.
So that was already on the horizon. And then we moved back to the UK and just kind of reset. Me and you didn't really talk about it because for me, I couldn't even think about it without it tearing me down. So we just avoided it.
Yeah, and I think part of that move felt like it was running away a bit.
Yeah. But I think, so, and we were just very good at, like, one foot in front of the other. Let's just move on. Even though we didn't talk about it, I think it wasn't something that we forgot, but we kind of both knew we're in this. Let's just keep plodding on.
Yep.
And then it would get bad when it would be, like, say if we've had a drink or say if we were in the heat of the moment, we might bring it up. And it was very much just like, but even then we didn't really want to talk about it. And then I think it only became something we spoke about, for me personally, that I actually spoke about and could speak to other people about maybe when we came back to Dubai. So
Maybe.
then maybe, let's say it'd almost been a year.
Yeah.
Then we left the UK, we went to Bali, I went to America, and then returning back to Dubai like a year later, I think then it was the only time I could talk about it. And I just remember thinking like I could say the word miscarriage and not feel sick in my mouth.
Yeah.
Like I could literally, like when I used to think about it or say it, it used to just like, it hurt my heart. It hurt like it. I don't know if you've ever had that feeling where your heart hurts, like your chest hurts. But I remember like, I just remember like a year, and I remember thinking, okay, that literally must mean that I'm stronger. Like I don't know. I've not been keeping track of if I'm stronger, but me just being able to talk about it must mean that I'm stronger from it.
Yeah, for sure.
And then
I remember there was a couple of times where it would happen to somebody in a movie or a TV show that we were watching. And same thing, it would like a punch in the face. And then my like logical brain is like, okay, this is just a movie. Like there's still an hour left. I'm going to enjoy the rest of this. Like you can't say I'm not gonna watch or hear about anything. You can't put earmuffs on.
Yeah.
But then I would think like I can't even look at you right now.
Yeah.
Because I don't. If I'm thinking like that. I can't. That's the thing I keep saying to myself is like I can't comprehend what it is that you go through. But I remember there was one that was like really fresh. Yeah. That there was a movie or something that was like the opening scene.
God, I know what you mean. But there'll always, when you've had trauma, there's always going to be triggers. And
of course.
And then it depends on what you do with those triggers. Like for us now, I don't enjoy hearing about miscarriage. That's not what I mean. But I do get there is a sense to me that feels like proud when I hear someone talking about miscarriage, or when miscarriage is in a mood. I feel the sense of pride that whoever's talking about it, I'm like, I'm so proud you've got that strength. Or whoever's, even actors that are acting it out, like I'm proud that is being put out there in the world. Or, I just, so whenever now, for me, when people talk about it and stuff, I don't feel like I want to throw up and I want to cry. I feel like, good on you. Yeah. Good on you for spreading that message, because I don't know if people know this, but the chances of having a miscarriage when you first get pregnant is really high. Yeah. What is this?
It's like 1 in 4, I think.
Yeah,
that's really 1 in 5. I think that's why I said that number earlier.
And whoever you are that's hearing this, you will know someone that's had a miscarriage, and then you'll know someone that's had a miscarriage and probably not even told you. Yep. So
and has then had kids, and they could be the most lovely, amazing kids you've ever met, and you don't even think,
what your mum went through.
Yeah.
But so then after it happened, like luckily for me, we always kind of say this, that I've got amazing friends. Like my friends are elite. Like they're such legends. Like it's like they're such just amazing characters, different ones. And then when it all came out, from the first time, I had a couple of friends reach out to me and they were like, it happened to me as well. And it's like, oh, fuck. And that did give me comfort, a lot of comfort, which is just such a bittersweet thing to bond over. Yeah. It's like, oh, I wish we were bonding over the fact that we both had a dog. Like, I'd hate that we have this in common kind of thing. But it's kind of like, I hate that we've got it in common, but this is, the card we've been dealt, and you've just got to roll with it. So then, kind of like, maybe like just talking about the timeline of it all is probably the best way to do it, I think, and what we went through. So then after the year.
Yep. Back in Dubai from a year ago.
But then back into Dubai, we were like, okay, let's try again. Let's just see what happens. You've got to get insurance. It's all like private healthcare and shit out here, which is good. Yep, it is good because you really get looked after. I tried again, and then probably got pregnant. Like 2-3 months after trying.
3 months. Yeah. 3 months.
So I got checked out the first time. Went back to the same doctor. And try, and then after like 2 or 3 months, it happened again. And it was how many weeks? 8 weeks? No, not even that.
No, it was like 6. It was really early weeks on this one.
And whoever you are, if you've ever had a miscarriage, or you could probably just imagine it, the second time that you get pregnant, you are a nervous wreck.
Of course.
I remember every time I just went to the toilet, I would just be checking, like, is there going to be blood? Is this going to be bad? Every time. And then I actually got to a point, because I didn't have any symptoms, I didn't have any morning sickness or anything like that. And I actually did get to a point in my head like, everything's fine. And I remember thinking to myself, I can either spend every day worrying, or ignorance is bliss, and I can just spend every day positive. And then if the worst happens, then I deal with it then. But what, for me, I don't know if I'm a bit of a control freak or I'm a bit of an overthinker, but then I was even worrying about that, because I was like, what if I lull myself into such a positive, false sense of security that if something bad happens, I crash even harder?
Yeah, like you haven't prepared yourself mentally for... But the first time we weren't prepared mentally at all. For like, because if it's your first time, you don't even think that could be a possibility.
Yeah, you don't even want to bring that into the conversation.
It didn't even cross my mind.
I remember my doctor brought it up in passing, because I said, the first time we were pregnant, and I was like, when do you tell people? She was like, oh, you know, if I was a little bit older than you, with more chance of miscarriage, I would probably tell people straight away. But, you know, like... Yeah,
she said, like, if I was 38, it would be like a celebration and whatever happens, but I would tell them straight away. I was like, I thought that was, and it was
like, oh my God, I remember thinking, oh God, how dare you speak about miscarriage and like what? And I was so like, it was like she was kind of putting this bad omen out there. So that just probably gets into the mindset of people that have people first time, like, because you just don't know.
No.
And then the second time, so I was really trying to find the balancing act of, and for me, because of course you are by my side and I know you've got my back 100%, but I remember thinking to myself, I'm in this alone. Like it's me with all the thoughts, it's me with all the feelings. Like I've got to really steer the ship in the right way. So I wanted to be really positive and really like, you know, just don't be super negative. Maybe not be super positive, but don't just be super negative. So I was really just trying to find that balancing act, because what I didn't want to do, like I was saying, is I didn't want to just tell myself everything's fine and then be blindsided, be punched in the face again.
Right.
Because getting punched in the face is fucking shit.
Yeah.
And then it happened again, and I was on my own. I don't want to talk about that when it happened, but I remember, you know, the worst had happened. I was in the shower and I was like, oh my God, it's happened again. Rang my friend, rang you, and it had happened. I don't know what the symbolism of this is, but the first miscarriage and the second miscarriage happened on both the same day when we were just about to go and see the doctor. We're both booked in.
So both were on Thursdays. Both was an hour before we were supposed to go to the doctor anyways, like on the same day as appointments. Both were in November, and both was a week or two after we went to the UFC.
Fucking hell.
You can't write that shit. Like,
that's weird.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't actually know that, but it's just, I don't know what that means. But anyway, so that was like, and I was on my own, and I remember getting in a taxi and it was just a mess in the taxi. But I remember talking to like literally coaching myself. I had this like weird experience. I felt like me was behind me. I felt like there was two of me. And I remember thinking, I was like, had my hands on my shoulders being like, you're okay. Mm-hmm. Like, you can do this kind of thing. I remember that. Like I was like another person talking to myself going, you're going to be okay. You're going to get through this. Because I think once you go through it once, it's shit. But you got to remember, you got through it once.
Right.
So I think I had that in my head, like a coach on the sideline, like, you know, being in the UFC. Like maybe that's why I love the UFC so much, because it's so intense and it's these literal fighters. But like, I remember just being in my own corner, being like, you can get through this. You have to get through this. Be strong, be strong. And after it happened the first time, I really delved into like David Goggins. Like I read his book, I listened to pretty much every podcast he's ever been on, and he's all about never give up, never quit. And he talks, anyone that knows Goggins knows that he's all about battling those inner demons. Like your mind will quit before your body.
Yep.
You know, like strengthen your mind and all this kind of stuff. And in my head, I was just going straight to him, like, be strong. Like he's been through hell and back, like childhood trauma, people dying, like all that kind of shit. Like if it's happened, it's happened to him, and he's a vision of strength, like you know. So for me, he was in my head. For what he symbolizes was in my head on that drive to the hospital. And I just remember, be strong, be strong, be strong, be strong. Like just coaching myself, positive affirmations and all that. And then, got to the hospital, didn't we? And I just broke down in front of you. And there's just a sense of like, it's so immature, not immature, but I think it's just survival, isn't it? Where you're like, I was like, I do not want to go inside this hospital.
Yeah.
Fuck this place. Fuck all of this. Like, no, hell no.
Yeah.
And then literally, I just remember getting to the first time it happened, I was like, I didn't want to face any kind of reality. This time, I was like, just tell me the bad news and let me get the fuck out of it.
Yep.
You know? And then, we went there and I just remember laying on the bed and I couldn't even look forward because my last memory from it all happening last time was looking at the doctor's face and just seeing her disappointment. And I just remember looking backwards and I was just like, I already know what the fuck this is. Like, what do we do now? That's all I wanted to know. But the thing is, your brain will want to do things way before you're actually ready to. Like, I don't feel like your mind and your body are two completely different things. So for me, all my mind wanted to do was, let's do some tests, let's do the blood work, like when can we try again? Like my mind was like, let's just keep this trucking. I'm like the event organizer. The brain is like with the head, the earpiece and the clipboard, okay, let's keep this moving, let's keep it moving. What's this? Emotions? You're holding us back. And literally the rest of my body was like, slow down.
Yeah.
And you can't try or anything again until you get your next period. So your body, you literally have to heal. And then I was just in pain from it all. Like you had to pass the pregnancy. Like I'll spare the gory details, but and I was just for weeks after. I took a bit of time off work, and to be honest, taking time off work was needed because I couldn't physically face everything at all. But then just being at home on my own was not good either. Like you literally need to be trucking on. But there was days where I would literally just be like, I get what people mean now when they get depressed and they can't move. Like I was literally just stuck. Like I am such an active person. I'll walk, I'll move, I'll do this. Like I'm always moving and moving. But this, I was like, holy shit, I can't do anything. I just remember staring out the window thinking, oh God. It was like I wasn't in control of my body. But my body was like, we ain't moving. It was almost if like when you're in a car and you're, when we was driving my boss's car and it broke and AC shuts off, this shuts off and the car slows down. That's like what my body was doing. It was like, no, you need to sit still and just relax, for my head, it wasn't good, but you can't fight it.
Right.
But, but then I came out of it. But I think it was only like this week, probably, maybe this week or last week, where I started to feel myself again. And that's kind of what I meant at the beginning of the podcast, where I was like, oh God, last week's episode was so obvious I wasn't okay. Because I was just like, everything's fine. Because we actually did film. We filmed straight after it had happened.
We did.
The one, I don't know what episode it is, where I'm in the purple shirt. We filmed straight after. And I think going into that, we were both like, eyes locked, let's just have a laugh. Because for me and you, having fun is easy. Yep. It's literally like the easiest thing in the world. Like we could have fun. Like I love traveling with you. 8 hours on a plane, like, hi, let's have lots of fun. Like we could make fun out of thin air. So I think that podcast was great because we were just literally having fun. And then it sort of simmered down last episode's podcast. And it was like, I'm not really okay. But anyway, whatever. But no, I've started to feel more like myself now. And I can see, I'm just feeling more like myself. I'm just feeling more happier. Yeah. Because just feeling sad is just not nice.
No, it's necessary. You need to address it. Yeah. So that's good. I think there's an element of when something happens twice, like I said, it's just knowing a bit more of what to expect. And, there's a little element of, I don't want to say life goes on because you don't just want to ignore that it ever happened. But, it happened 2 years ago. And since then we've been happy and successful and, all these positive things. So you try to grasp that in these moments. And I think getting a dog was a wonderful decision because it's giving us little parent moments together and just even like discipline and getting a routine and having someone to cuddle with on the couch.
And just being busy.
Yeah.
But the other day I was sad and I had a mental breakdown at the end of the bed and she just kept licking me. And I don't know if
she was trying to help.
No, it was cute.
Yeah.
But then she was, because she's, like we said, she's a puppy and a big body. She doesn't understand. She's just jumping all over you and that. She doesn't really get it. And what I wanted was just like a big cuddle. But and I was like, get off me. But she is lovely. But no, we're doing all right.
We're doing all right.
And we've had a lot of blood work done.
Yep. We're running every test under the sun to see. I know that, there isn't necessarily going to be a reason, which I hate. I wish everything would be like, even just to know that this is why. Don't do this and do that instead. Like if I can get some answers, that's
surely
me. But
surely with technology these days, we're going to get an answer. They've run like a lot of tests, basically. It's like maybe 15, 16. Well, it's like 15 tests. And then within each test, they've tested for loads of stuff. And then the other day, so we're still waiting for the results and stuff to come in. And then the other day you have like a portal where you can like check your results or whatever. And then I checked it and loads of results had come in, like over half of the results had come in. And I was like, oh no. Like it was just such a reminder that it's not over yet.
Yeah.
Because just waiting to get the blood work done, that was like the next thing. It was like, oh, okay, let's wait for insurance to get cleared. Yes, we can get the blood work. And then in my head I was like, what am I celebrating here? Because then I've got to do the blood work, get the results back, then try. Like there's just so many. But yeah, so then I was looking at the blood work online. I'm not a doctor. All these big words, and then I was Googling, oh, what does this mean? What does that mean? What's
dangerous.
Yeah, and then I literally just had to like slam my laptop and I was like, stop. This is silly. I don't know what any of these words mean. I don't know what levels mean. Like it was just a bit stupid.
Because we just want to open a report and have it say in big green letters, like, you're good. But it's actual like data. It's a report, isn't it?
Science.
Yeah.
But we will be okay. We'll figure it out. But yeah, I mean, the people always say, I always remember hearing that someone say like, it will be okay because it has to be.
Yep.
And like, what is your other option when shit goes wrong? To give up and be depressed and not move? Oh, that's an option. You can do that, but I promise you, it'll just. No, I don't want to say it's not going to make you feel better because I don't think anyone chooses that. But if you are going through some shit like that, whenever there's a gap, it won't always feel like that. Whenever there's a gap, whenever there's a moment when you're starting to feel a little bit okay, just do something for yourself. Do something that you used to do. For me, is exercising or listening to music, or probably listening to music, exercising whilst exercising, or that kind of thing. And I noticed straight away that those things in my life had gone.
Yeah.
Like there was no more music in the car. There was sounds so sad. No more music in the house. And I remember thinking, when I started to feel good, I just started to slowly introduce those little things back to my life, and I slowly started to feel like me. But for anyone that's listening to this, I don't know if this will ever reach anyone that they'll use it as advice. I don't know, but don't look for happiness in something that was never there in your life. Like I mean like, don't try and do something that's, oh, this person's doing that, so maybe I'll try this. This person had really nice curly hair on a podcast, or this person has a new t-shirt, this person has a new car, this person has. Don't try and copy what anyone else is doing. Just do what made you happy in the past. Does that make sense? Because for me, I worried that I didn't want to like feel insecure and compare myself to everyone else. And I thought, oh, this is dangerous. Yeah. Like just remember who you, because that's what you want. You want the essence of who you are back. Yeah. Because that's, you're really good at that. You're really good at being you.
Yeah. Because it rocks you and it knocks you off your path. And yeah. But yeah, I think, like you said, if there's those little windows where you go like, oh, I haven't felt this positive in a while, or from whatever it is that you do, just like celebrate that, because even if it's small, try to make that 5-minute moment last an hour or something, you know?
Yeah, exactly. And talk to people. Like, talking is so good. And like the way it is now with how many people even make phone calls these days? Like WhatsApp. Sending messages, you can get so many feelings out. Like, God, my poor friends, when my friends that'll listen to this will know what I mean, but there'll be a gap where I feel all right and they just get bombarded with essays. This is how I'm feeling, this is I've just got to get it all out now. And like, don't ignore that either, you know, how you feel in those moments, because they're important. But everyone's different, but you know, everything has to be okay.
Yep.
But life is fucking weird.
One thing that I've noticed as well is, you know, you never know what someone else is going through. So, you know, in my job, sometimes I deal with people who get a bit angry or rude or something, or you don't know if they just had something going on. Or I even thought this, I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but like when I had my surgery, and then if I'm in the gym, I went to like F45, which is quite an intense class, but I couldn't do half of it. And I used to look at that and be like, oh, I can't even do squats. But it's like, you don't know if someone just blew out their knee, or, you know, you don't know. So you just need to try to just be a good person and like understand that if somebody might snap at you, maybe they had something horrible happen in there, because life does go on. When something bad happens, you will have to interact with other people. And if your emotions get the best of you, you know, it's understandable. But I think that's really opened my eyes of just maybe like respecting people a bit more, and being more patient with people. And even, you know, in our relationship as well, if you're giving me shit or something, I don't want to like snap back because you've got a lot of stuff going on, or just appreciating that it's not, every day isn't just roses and simple and easy.
So to summarize, mind your business.
So to summarize, yeah, I don't know.
Say it. You can say it. We'll edit it. So to summarize,
I'm going to give you shit.
No, you're supposed to say mind your business.
No, I don't. No, it's not mind your business.
Oh.
Because I'm saying, like, if I'm rude to somebody because I had a shit day, you just need to take that. Oh, let me have this moment.
Eat it.
Yeah.
Eat it. Just let me be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you know, people can be angry because of stuff that's happened, but, you know, don't let it dominate you too much.
No, of course.
But yeah, so.
It's been a whirlwind.
It's been a whirlwind. It's been a hell of a year.
And that's with what's been going on as well. And I've enjoyed getting into boxing a bit. We've done a couple of PTs, a little hi-ya, but getting the frustration out, hitting the heavy bag.
Honestly, there is nothing better than hitting pads. That sound of hitting a pad.
Hitting a bag is fun because you feel like you can just unload. Like, and he was teaching me like better hooks, and I was just thinking like body shots so low, and I'd really step into it, get that bag right here, and I tried to move it as much as possible. And like, it's like, oh, just getting the, you know, anger and frustration.
What's the face again?
Fucking stop.
I know that you go hi.
But no, pads, when you land a good one, and you know that a lot of that impact and sound is because he's bringing it towards you.
I don't like to think. You know when you know that when you miss it and his hand still goes, you know.
Yeah.
But no, when you go to Thailand or anywhere in Asia and you do pads like Muay Thai gym, like Ben does it sometimes where it's like the yeah, ooh, ee. But those Thai boys are so good at it. When it hits the pad. Oh, yeah. Because they don't know much English. They're just speaking. Oh.
Yeah. Have you done the one with the pool noodles?
No, I think that's next.
Oh, I did the pool noodles.
Dodge?
Yeah. So he's got maybe 2 foot foam pool noodles, and he's to slip, but then you use those as the pads. Ooh. So he'll like slip, you dodge each side, and then he'll put it up, and you have to 1, 2, like, and we were doing these combos, and he was like, you know, I was really stiff. Oh, loosen up, find the rhythm, which I think is really good because if I'm focused on something, I'm like, I need to do this specifically this way.
You know, when you do your focus face, you're so angry.
Yeah. Just need to loosen up. Just
Do you know what would be so cool though? And I'll probably get pregnant immediately, is if you get good at fighting. Poof. Watch out. Watch out, ovaries. He's got the whole package.
You should have seen my pool noodle combos. It was proper. It was like slip, slip. I don't know if I can remember it. Slip, slip, like 1, 2, uppercut, hook, duck, uppercut. Like it was like a 10, 12 thing combo.
You're good at that. I always forget.
You forget 1, 2. What?
No, I can get to about 4. The other day he said 10. I was like, bro, we only got to 3. He was like 10.
Yeah,
I was
you just said it confidently.
He just said it in a way. He was like 10. I was like,
said it confidently.
Oh. But yeah, exercise is really, really good for you. Obviously, big reveal, breaking news. Exercise is good for you.
You heard it here first.
If you've got, if you've got any demons, because I think I like to get to that point of where all you're thinking about is trying to stay alive.
Yeah, how am I going to get through this?
And once you get to that point, and you get to that point a few times in a session, the feeling after, that endorphin feeling, I just think is so amazing. Because it's, I don't know, it's just that adrenaline or whatever. But yeah, just to summarize all of that, life is fucking crazy. Life is weird. Life is a weird trip.
Yep.
And it does get better.
You can still have fun.
You can still have fun, but maybe to one day. Oh, I feel like I'm gonna get emotional again. To one day, maybe like 5, 10 years from now, watch this back.
Yep.
And we'll be in a completely different place
with our kids.
Training our children to be NFL players. Actually, I don't think I want my kids to be like swimmers. I'm scared of brain injuries.
Our kids will not have the build for professional sports.
What? Well, don't say that.
Ping pong?
Of course they'll have the build for professional sports. What's
NFL.
The build? Do you have to be tall for the NFL?
No, but if you're small, you need to be built like a brick shit house.
Okay, then.
The smallest you can be is like 5'11".
Do you see what I have to go through? Any dream or like fantasy I have, Jim just smashes it with logic. Can you just let me dream?
All right, he's going to be...
Jim,
he's going to be a 7-footer in the NBA.
Jim, I was just trying to have like a really nice moment there, and you just fucking smashed me with logic.
That's my role in this relationship.
Back to the dream. So yeah, in like 10 years or something, or even 20 years when they've been drafted.
Yeah.
Just to look at that and be like, wow, what? Like, I wonder if we probably will remember this headspace that we're in.
Mm-hmm.
And just, to think how far we've come. Because that's what I kind of want to do as well. Like when I said that I felt myself I could feel that, myself talking to myself, giving myself those positive affirmations. I just remember thinking, like, I want to look back on this moment and be proud of myself. I want to be able to, I just want to be proud of what I'm doing. I want to make sure what I'm doing is the right thing. And even if, you feel shit and stuff, like, that's okay as well. Like, we've had pretty nice lives up until now, and like everyone's got their shit. People will have way bigger problems than this. People will have family members that are ill, family members that have died, partners that are whatever. Like, there's children that are sick. Like, everyone's got their shit, but there's literally always an option. There's always a way to get out of stuff, and there's always, get out of stuff mentally if you're in a dark place.
Yeah.
There's always lights at the end of the tunnel, and you only get one shot at life. You only get one shot at it, so you got to just make the best out of it. And sometimes it might not seem fair. Like, I know for us, oh God, I'm upset again. I know for us, it doesn't seem fair. I feel like that's, I don't think we're ever past that. I don't know if we ever will be. But like, you'll see big families and it's just like, oh, skated through it. Or did they? You never know what people go through.
Yeah, of course.
But definitely, like, our journey to this isn't over. Our journey to being parents isn't over. And feeling unfair. Feeling unfair is, it's not something, I don't think it's something that dominates us.
No, but it was in the moment. It's like, why us?
Yeah,
for sure.
But how I like to see it is, like I said, everyone has their shit, right? And up until then, the worst thing that happened, can't even remember what the worst thing that happened to us was. But if I feel like the bar for trauma has been set now, and we got through it. It was horrific, and we will get through it again. And, you know, I do feel a lot tougher from it. I feel like we're a hell of a lot more resilient for other stuff that comes towards us. Like that, the first time it happened, I remember just feeling so fragile. Like I remember thinking, I'm not equipped to deal with this. Like I've got I can't handle this at all. But, you know, the more shit you go through, the tougher you get. Kind of thing. So I do feel like, you know, we're strong. Well, literally that phrase, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
Yeah. You just learn what you can from it.
And people have got the shit. This for now, this is our shit, and we're gonna figure it out.
Yep.
We don't really have a clue how we're gonna figure it out, but we will.
We will.
We always will, and we will be all right.
Yep. I don't know if I say this enough, but I am proud of you with how, excuse me, in my moment, with how much you've grown, because I saw, you know, how much the first time killed you. And, you know, I knew the second time, you know, you hadn't told me that you were giving yourself the pep talk and, you know, I'm going to get through this, but I could just tell in your vibe that it was, you know, this sucks, but it's not the end of the world, and I'm gonna be okay. So yeah, just the growth, strength, and maturity. I don't know if that's the right word, but you know, I probably don't say it enough. But I'm proud of you.
Thanks. Yeah, sometimes I remember thinking I'm a hell of a lot stronger, but then it's like I don't want to be I don't want to seem. This might sound really stupid, but it was like I don't want to seem, or is being too strong going to have like a detrimental effect to me? Like,
right.
If Jim can't see that I'm sad, or see that I need a hug, or see that, like he's not going to be able to read me as well. But then
that's always a possibility. You know, because if you know you come off as everything's fine, then I'm going to operate like everything's fine.
You've got a touch of the tism as well, so it's hard to read emotional signs.
Most online tests will confirm.
But yeah, life is a roller coaster.
What song is that?
I need
you.
you.
Mixing up songs again.
See if you get it. I need you to stop fighting. Life is a roller coaster. Just get us behind it. I think it's your boy Ronan Keating. Do you know Ronan Keating?
I think so.
Let's find out who sings that one. We can't play songs on it, can we?
No.
I need you.
You can badly sing them though.
Badly?
Yeah.
Like, you know, before when I was singing in the shower, did you hear me? I remember thinking, I am nailing this song. And if Jim's hearing me, he's probably going to be really impressed. So we found love, so don't fight it. Life is a roller coaster, just gotta ride it. This could actually, if I don't sing it, because I clearly don't know it, it might seem like a nice poem.
What song is it? What's the name of it?
It's called Life is a Roller Coaster. Oh, okay. You just gotta ride it. I need you. Ooh. So stop hiding. Our love is a mystery. Our love is a mystery, girl. Let's get inside it.
Oh.
You've really got me flying tonight. You almost got us punched in a fight. But baby, you know, the one thing I gotta know, wherever you go, tell me, because I'm gonna show. We found love. Poetic.
Now from the top, make it drop.
Oh, God. You know, it's 5 Fridays till Christmas.
Okay. What are you going to get me?
I just thought that was a cool bit of trivia. What is your favourite Christmas movie? Is that a Christmas Story?
Yeah, absolutely.
Do I like it?
No, you don't. And that's fine. Because Love Actually sucks.
Oh, bro, you've come for our roast dinners and now you're coming for Love Actually. You're pissing off the British population.
How is Love Actually a happy Christmas movie?
No, it's not supposed to be happy. It's all about this drama, darling.
It's sad.
Sad.
People cheating on each other.
Yep. Adultery. A lot of adultery.
People creepily filming their best friend's wife. Perverts. People being disloyal to their best friends, trying to be Mr. Steal Your Girl. Mm-hmm. People buying gifts, inappropriate gifts. Is that the same? He's cheating
adultery.
on his wife.
That's more adultery.
What's the other one? I don't pay attention enough. English guys thinking they can go to America as sex tourists.
But what about when that's my favorite line in that movie is where that guy, I can't remember what he's called, Colin in the movie, is heading to America and he goes through security and he shouts to his best friend. I can't remember the beginning line. It's like, America, watch out. Here comes Colin. And he's got a big knob.
He's funny. He's funny. I'll concede that. But,
can I just say, Americans are obsessed with the English accent. When I go to America with you, I am not what they think an English accent. They don't think an English accent should come out of this face. Nevertheless, once they've settled down, some people really enjoy this accent. So imagine if I was a single young lad in America, good looking, English.
Is he good looking?
Well, you could be kind of average. He was tall though.
Yeah.
You can be kind of average, and then once you've got that British accent in America, you're like, bing, bing, bing.
And he, in the middle of Nebraska, he pulls 3 girls at the same time because he has an English accent. At the same time.
But no, so that's that movie, which everyone knows. And then your stupid movie is set in the 1930s.
50s.
And it's actually pretty funny.
It's great.
It's got, what's your man called in it? The main guy, the kid.
Ralphie.
And he's in stuff now as an adult. But he was like
barely. He was in Elf.
Yeah, and he was in The Breakup.
Oh, okay.
He's on the basketball.
He's not like a big actor.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god, don't like that pillow there. And yeah, there's about this kid. But I don't know. Go on.
Yeah, he's probably what, 10, 12? Probably around 10. And all he wants for Christmas is a BB gun. And he's having a lot of trouble. Santa says, you're going to shoot your eye out. You're going to get hurt. His teacher against him. But it's because I understand the magic of Christmas, but it's a very real, it's what all the kid wants is a BB gun. And he's trying to figure out, how am I going to get this from my parents? Ask for it at school.
I've watched it with you and I didn't even remember there was a BB gun in it.
That's literally the main point of the entire movie.
No.
It's a Red Ryder carbine action 200-shot range model air rifle with a compass and a stock and a thing that tells time. I
would just like to address again that my husband has a touch of the tism, and that is how we know.
That movie plays on TBS, which is a channel, plays for 24 hours from Christmas Eve to Christmas Day on repeat. And we just leave it on. Yeah.
What? So other people like it?
Every year.
Well, I have decided this year to like the movie.
Great. Look forward to it. We didn't even watch it last year because of you.
No, well, this is why. At the end of last episode, I said I had a surprise for you. This isn't the surprise.
Okay.
It's coming. But this is just, I've managed to take something and now I'm making it like an additional thing to the podcast. I'm making it out like this was the surprise, but it wasn't. So close your eyes. Feels like I'm doing a drum roll, but I'm not. What are you doing? Is that how you close your eyes?
I wasn't just going to sit here like...
Oh, you want to
the bright lights,
You're like a kid. No, close your eyes. I like how you did that. It's like 1, 2, ready or not?
If I can't see her, she can't see me.
So this is a peace offering to say that I am going to love your stupid movie. Okay, here
is
you
it
go.
a BB gun? No. Is it a leg lamp? Yes. Oh my God. Oh, it's a 20-inch.
So, just for people that can't see.
It's a major award. So.
What are we looking at right now?
We're looking at it's a leg.
Maybe hold it up the other way so people can see it. There's a picture, opposite you there.
That's the one.
So go on, explain for people that can't see what we're looking at.
The dad in the movie is obsessed with like either crosswords or newspaper puzzles or something, and he wins a prize. And he has no idea what it is, and when he opens it, it's this lamp. but it's like the size of a real woman's leg. It's probably 3 feet tall.
Right.
And he puts it in the front room window. And I'm not going to spoil it because all you English lot who don't know this movie haven't lived. And we have, I don't know if it's at my mom's. Someone in the family has this as a Christmas ornament, as a leg lamp.
But do they have it as the lamp?
They don't have the full lamp. And now
I wonder how
we do.
big it's going to, I think.
It's this tall.
Yeah. Oh, I wanted it to be taller though.
No, it's 20 inch. It says
No,
right
I think the leg will be at the sides of the box and then there'll probably be a bigger bit.
Yeah, so it might be like this. It'll be good
Looking
size.
at it now, I'm like, that's got to go in the house.
Yeah.
If you don't know the movie.
That's what the mom in the movie was like.
Do you see what I'm trying to do for you here?
Yeah.
Merry Christmas, Jimmy.
Merry Christmas.
Right, how do we end it? I liked Secret Handshake. I don't know if we'll be able to reach.
It's awesome.
It's cool, that, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, I'm not typically one for a bunch of tat around the house to decorate for Christmas, but that's going to be loud and proud.
Just know that December 26th, that's going back in its box.
It's fine.
Joking.
But it comes out the day after Thanksgiving. That's
when is
kind of
that?
yesterday.
Shit.
That's my, like,
That's actually,
there's
I
Halloween,
didn't know that. So
then there's Thanksgiving on a Thursday, and then the Friday is a bank holiday as well, Black Friday. But that's that weekend. Friday is like, let's set up the tree. Let's set up the decorations.
Jim, why have you never told me this? This is beautiful.
Because we don't celebrate Thanksgiving here, and it's not a holiday. We just work.
We only don't celebrate because you don't want to celebrate it.
Yeah.
There you go. Merry Christmas, Jimmy.
Thank you.
Oh, also, just before we finish, I do eventually want to rename the podcast. I'm thinking of I just want a fun name. Like there's some of my favorite podcasts. Well, actually, not some of my favorite podcasts, but just some names that I really like. Like one of my favorite people at the moment is Bobby Lee, and him and his ex-missus, have got a podcast called Tiger Belly, and I think that's such a good name for a podcast. But I'm just I'm hoping for some inspiration. I want some funny, not fun, I just want something that sounds good. Like we enjoy stuff that sounds good.
Yeah.
Like, for instance, Sushi Samba sounds sick.
Nice.
Sexy Fish, that's another one.
I think that's kind of a stupid name.
Fair enough.
Sexy Fish.
It's really high-end food.
I know.
Someone called our dog sexy.
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah, we're not going back to that shop again. But this, what else sounds good? The Batmobile. I just looked at that. But there's some stuff that sounds good. And I enjoy that. Dollywood, another one. You know? So we are officially renaming the podcast to Dollywood. No. But I don't know. We will. I want to, not now, maybe 20 episodes in, 30 or something. But if anyone's got any good suggestions.
Yeah, let's see it in the comments.
Can people, this is so cheesy and people might not even do it because I hate when people do say it on podcasts or whatever and then people, it's like, you're just trying to get me to comment. But can people, what was I going to ask? I was going to ask about the DVDs or maybe it's just some good names for the podcast. That could be kind of fun. Mm-hmm. Any good suggestions? But yeah, Christmas Story. Or tell me, am I wrong with Christmas Story? Because I don't think English people know about it.
They won't.
But the reason I know, I've seen a few videos from some people that I follow, and they've put that in as part of the Christmas decorations. I'm like, oh, it's massive. It must be massive, that movie in America.
Yeah.
Is Christmas Story like Our Love Actually?
Easily.
Right.
It's got to be top 3.
So tell me if I'm wrong. That is a shit movie.
You're wrong.
Or is Love Actually a
You're
shit
wrong.
movie?
Yeah. Look at Love Actually with a critical eye.
Anyway, let's wrap this up. Cool guy handshake. We actually need a handshake. Love you.
Love you.
We covered some good stuff in this episode, by the way.
Yeah. Got deep. Hashtag deep.
Hashtag emotional. But yeah, love you. Bye. You need to be softer. That hurt.
You wuss. Oh, my own gloves are hitting me in the face.
Hiya. Jim Ruda. Hiya.
Just one last point. Camilla was giving it the big bollocks.
You know I edit this, so I can just cut you out, whatever. But go on.
That's true. But we were practicing blocking and, cover up. And
Rude Awakening. You guys are killing it. Rude Awakening.